Beautiful people, it's 1:59. I sincerely hope you're doing well. Happy Black History Month. February 1st, 1:59. Get ready to get to it. You see the title of today's talk. As a matter of fact, let me grab my notes because I want to be punctual. I want to give you guys some of the greatest information that's going to empower you on your college planning journey, especially if you're desiring to go to school or send your kids to school, rather, I should say, debt-free. My name is Green-Ellis, and I'm your debt-free degree coach, giving you tips, giving you advice, giving you everything you need so that your college planning journey is going to be a breeze. I do lives pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, so join me again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, on the East Coast, but you can watch this at any time. You can also subscribe to any of my socials at Green-Ellis Live, at Degree Without Debt. That's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff. But today, you see the title, y'all. There's another change in the FAFSA. There's another delay. For those that don't have any context of what I'm talking about, the FAFSA usually has opened earlier, right? Earlier in the year for students and families like yours to be able to plan better for their college, right? That they're getting ready to send their kids to. Usually it's October the 1st, right? But this past year, it was delayed. There were changes that were made to the FAFSA, and there have been changes. Let me not be insinuating something, right? There were changes made. They updated the FAFSA. They supposedly made it more efficient, right? And they pushed the launch date back because of, to my estimation, delay in getting it ready for families. Okay, they supposedly made it more efficient. Apparently the process on the new FAFSA is going to make available more debt-free funding for families, but we'll see. Okay, now here's the most current update in regards to another delay that the Department of Education has put out. This is as of January 30th, so 2 days ago. It says the White House, or the Department of Education, that's the federal government, officially announced that institutions will not receive FAFSA applications until the first half of March. Now, this is according to the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators, okay? So this is legit, and so they're not going to start getting your FAFSA applications way later, okay? Just to give you some context, especially if this is your very first time. In past years, it's been open 2 months earlier, right? And so consequently, that gives the offices of financial aid more time to process the applications. How it works, you fill out the FAFSA, you put the school on there. Let's say it's Yale. You put Yale on your FAFSA, you get into Yale. Yale then looks at your FAFSA and says, hey, Jordan Green-Ellis, this is what we can award you guys, right? And so that is a huge piece to the puzzle because it tells you what amount of money you're going to be able to put towards the college tuition and fees. Now, this is a problem. It's a grave, severe, a great problem that's going to, unfortunately, derail many families because they don't have the ability to use time to their advantage anymore because the schools aren't even going to be getting the FAFSAs until supposedly the first half of March. And just because of how I know the offices of financial aid are going crazy right now, they may get them first half of March. They very well may get them the first half of March, but I guarantee them award letters ain't coming out till mid-March, beginning of April. I guarantee it. Just practically speaking, it's impractical to expect because most students, right, are going to have it done by then. It's impractical to expect one single financial aid office to process every single student within that 2-week period. And so what I am insinuating, what I'm specifically telling you, just based off of my experience in working in financial aid many years ago, it is going to put them in even more of a whirlwind. So here's what you do, right? You want to ask them the question, like, how do I do this? How do I prepare? Well, you still can prepare. You still have the ability to drive this car in the right direction. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let this derail you. Don't let this take your hope away from decreasing debt so that your kids aren't drowning in student loan debt. Okay, there are 3 things that I want to tell you guys to do. If you've been rocking out with me, you may have heard them before, right? And it's still appropriate. It's still really appropriate for this time, especially during the delay in the schools receiving the FAFSA. So number 1, this is actually not even one of the tips. Still do the FAFSA, okay? Even though they're getting it late, don't wait. That's going to push you back even more, okay? This is why, I always preach so heavily. Early as possible, complete the FAFSA as close as you can to the opening date for this exact reason. Every one of my families that I'm working with one-on-one have prioritized this. I was just on with a family yesterday. If you watched the live, that was the meeting that I had to go to. I had to jump on an emergency meeting so we can get the FAFSA in, y'all. Even though there's a delay, do not wait to get it in. It's going to push you back even more. Again, this matters because you're delaying your ability to find out if whether or not they're going to give you enough money, or rather the amount of money that they're going to give you. So then you consequently can't make an informed decision if you don't get your award letter until April, May. All right? So it's really, really important that you are still completing the FAFSA. If you have not done it, create your FSA ID, okay? Get that information in, okay? Get that information in. Get that information in as soon as you possibly can. All right, here's the first thing that I want you to do. Even if you haven't done the FAFSA, prioritize that, but you need to know, absolutely, positively, without question, you need to know what the upcoming semester's tuition and fees are going to be at your potential schools, every single one of them. I need you to get documentation. I need you to get writing. I need you to get something that says exactly what the cost of tuition and fees are. Why? Because you need a target. This is going to help you make an informed decision to where you allow your kids to go, because you're going to be like, okay, hey, this is what we need to get, or no, this is definitely off the table. This is going to ruin us financially. So you need to reach out to the offices of financial aid, the bursar, the whoever controls the financials, right? And get a breakdown of the tuition and fees, rather what it's going to cost you to potentially go there. It doesn't matter what you're getting just yet. I need you to know what to expect, okay? As I've said before, as I've written in my book, the tuition and fees are due before the semester starts, okay? That's how they get you locked in. But if you know what you're getting into before you actually lock in, you are increasing your chances of making a better financial decision or getting a better return on investment, right? Because you can't get caught by surprise. I told you the story yesterday, right? I saw a family or a student who actually, it did work out for him, right? And it does from time to time, right? But he had a $17,000 bill in his final semester of college. That should never happen. It should never happen. You should never not know what you are expected to pay. So I want you to reach out to the Office of Financial Aid, the bursar, the registrar, whomever, okay? Get somebody on the phone, go up to the school, send an email, do whatever you got to do. This is a contact sport. Know exactly what you have to pay for. If you do not do this step, then you are setting yourself up for financial demise. Not one of you would go into a store and spend money and not know what you're supposed to get. Why would you allow your kid to do that? Okay? Why would you allow yourself to do that? Because this is as much your responsibility as well. So I need you guys to make sure that you know what the tuition and fees are going to be. Reach out to the school. They need to know, okay? If you've worked in education or been around education, there's a term called helicopter parents. Love them, okay? I don't care what they think about you. If you got a fragrance that you wear regularly, they need to know that Mr. Jordan Green-Ellis is going to pull up. Matter of fact, when he park in the parking lot, okay, I need them to be remembering, oh man, I smell that familiar fragrance. That must be Mr. Green-Ellis going to pull up. They need to know who you are, okay? So find out exactly what the cost is going to be. Here's another thing. Here's step number 2. And this is the one that most people hate because they want everything for free. If you want everything for free, if you don't want to make no investments, you might as well just swipe. Okay? But the second step is this. If you know that you're planning to send your kid to college and you are unwilling to invest your own money, then how can you be expecting someone else to invest in your own kid? This is the step that everybody hates. This is the step that many people don't want to step up to. But this is the truth of the matter. You have to be willing to make the investment yourself. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to begin setting aside your own money. I don't care if you can only save up $1,000. I don't care if you can only save up $500 between now and the fall. I don't care if you can only save up $100. You need to have some skin in the game. You need to be setting money aside as well, because costs are going to come. Getting a college degree is a premium product, and premium products have premium prices. High end, high ticket. It's going to cost you, okay? So don't push the burden of the responsibility. Don't push the burden of the responsibility. So don't push the burden of the responsibility on someone else solely. Put your money where your mouth is, okay? So that's step number 2. We're rolling, y'all. I think I might be done in less than 10 minutes, okay? The third and final thing is that you need to prioritize, top of your list, right below the FAFSA. After you get the FAFSA done, you need to spend time applying to scholarships. Now, the number one question I get is, well, I can't find any. There are scholarship scams. I don't know where to get them. Listen, relax, okay? That's why I'm here. I'm your debt-free degree coach, okay? I got you. Here's what you have to understand. Scholarships are everywhere, first of all. And that's not an exaggeration by any stretch of your imagination. Scholarships are literally everywhere. I'm going to give you 3 places to find them, but know that you have to be empowered with this information, okay? Don't let people lie to you. Don't let they lie to you. We don't even know who they are. I've heard so many stories about people applying to scholarship and these horror stories, and I'm like, you need to ask more questions, right? If you're really going to be taking on, whatever they're telling you, ask more questions. Dig a little bit deeper about what they're telling you. Students that I work with get scholarships. Families that I work with get scholarships. And I'm not talking about like book scholarships, couple $100 here. I'm talking about thousands. Okay? I'm talking about decreasing debt. I was working with a family when I was actually in the financial aid industry. And in one semester, I helped a young lady who I would later really mentor and still mentor, find an opportunity that covered her tuition and fees and her room and board. In one semester. Come on, y'all. You got to be empowered with first the mindset that you can do it. Scholarships are everywhere. Opportunities are everywhere. You have to be willing to search for them. Here are 3 places that you can find it. Number 1, you can find scholarship opportunities on your college campus. They are there. They may not be in abundance. There may not be many, and again, many is a relative term, but they are there. How do you know? I'm so glad you asked. There is an institution, and this is something that I'm going to give it to y'all for free, okay? Next one's going to cost you. On every college campus, there's an office that resembles the name in some form or fashion called the Institutional Advancement Office. And the Institutional Advancement Office, or the Office of Institutional Advancement, is solely responsible for, you guessed it, the advancement of the institution. Here's something that's really interesting, my friends. If there are no students, then there is no institution. And so, as you can imagine, like you and many other families, they are struggling to pay for these premium college degrees. And so, more often than not, these offices of institutional advancement are seeking funding opportunities so that students like you can pay for their college tuition and fees. So you can find opportunities to pay for your degree, your tuition and fees right on your college campus. That's just one place. I can't give you the others. You got to get my book. You got to make an investment. I can't give you the others, but I have a whole chapter in my book, Caps and Gowns, All Smiles, No Frowns. You see it. It's right there at the top. Right there at the top. Caps and Gowns, All Smiles, No Frowns. I got a whole chapter dedicated to scholarships. There are like 7 different types that I put in the book, okay? But that's one, okay, on your college campus. Number 2 is real simple. Y'all don't think too deep. You can find opportunities for scholarships in your community. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you've heard me talk about the Hensons, okay? You've heard me talk about the Hensons. It's a family that I worked with many years ago. I'm going to make a post about my experience with them as well. But their son, when they were preparing, got a scholarship from his job that was local in his community. And it was like $5,000 or more, something like that. The point is that you can find them. Here's what you do. Go to the main street in your town, okay? Go to the main street in your town and look up and down the street. Every major corporation has a scholarship. Every major organization has a scholarship or opportunities that will help you or your child to pay for their school. Okay? So those are 2 places you can find scholarships: on your campus, right? Or on your projected campus, the campus that you will eventually go to, right? As well as in your community, okay? Don't think too deep. Y'all swim up. There's 2 places right there. And the last and final place that you can find scholarships is the greatest, the easiest, the most efficient, the most readily available. All you have to do is spend some time doing it. It's the internet. It's the internet. There are many scholarship search engines that you can plug in your information and they will send scholarships to you regularly. They will literally send ones that are specific to you. So now, if you're watching this, you have no more excuses about where to find scholarships. They're everywhere, and you can get a scholarship for anything. I was so blown away. There was a time where I was, not long ago, looking for scholarships for families that I work with, and I came across a scholarship that was the Book Lover Scholarship. Real talk. It was called the Book Lover Scholarship, and you know what the requirement was? You had to have a love for books. That was the only requirement. You got to have a love for books. That was it. You just had to have a love for books. How many people can that fit? I'm just saying, y'all, there are scholarships. You don't have to be super talented or gifted. You don't have to be able to run a 4.2 40. You don't got to be able to throw the fastball 95 miles an hour. You don't have to be able to triple jump, high jump, throw the javelin, spin around, twirl, play the trumpet. You don't have to be super gifted or talented. All you have to do is literally be alive. You don't have to have a super high GPA. Just be alive. And you can get a scholarship. But here's the problem. The problem is that families like you, right, and families like mine, right, at the time, we hear, oh, apply to scholarships, and we don't dig past that. We don't dig deeper. We don't go anywhere past that, y'all. If you don't go past it, you're going to just be stuck with the option to borrow student loans. That's how it's designed. That's how it's designed. Student loans are always going to be more readily available, easier to access. The federal government will loan your baby close to $60,000 for their college degree without having a job, proof of income, and the ability to repay it. I'll say it again. The federal government, Department of Education, will loan your child up to $60,000. And that's just the low end, because it definitely gets more. With no proof of income, without a job, without an opportunity or the ability to pay it back. Student loans are always going to be the most readily available. So if you want to borrow them, do nothing. But if you want to avoid them, if you want to stray away from them, if you want to get a debt-free degree, you got to be willing to put in the work. And when I say put in the work, like, that's relative. It's really not that complicated. And I'm not trying to like downplay it. There are definitely things that you need to do. I'm not trying to downplay it in the sense that it's like, oh, it's just easy. It ain't easy, but it's practical. It's simple. It's not easy. And the reason why it's not easy is because we have things going on, right? Life and stuff is going on. Life don't just stop, right? You have your personal things, parents. I get it, right? But we have to prioritize this. I'll just really quickly recap again of today's live, because I'm about to be done. I said 20 minutes or less. There's somebody on here right now. I want you to, if you have a question, you can drop your question. Or if you catch us on the replay, drop your question in the comment and I will respond. Today we talked about how to beat the FAFSA delay, okay? The Department of Education announced that they're not going to allow, let me rephrase that. Not allow, but schools aren't going to be receiving FAFSA applications until the first half of March, okay? The first half of March. That's going to push everything back, okay? So here's how you beat that. You have to know exactly, first of all, let's go back. You need to do the FAFSA still. Don't put it off, okay? Prioritize it. Do the FAFSA still. Number one is know the exact cost of your potential institutions. Know that now, okay? Know that now, because that will drive your college planning journey. That'll let you know, hey, this is how much ground I need to cover in the event that I get all loans, which they're going to offer you loans, okay? Number two is the one that everybody hates. Set your own money aside, even if you can only come up with $1,000 between now and August, okay? Even if it's just $500, set some money aside. We can't expect anyone else to invest in our babies more than we are willing to invest in our own children. Okay, this is one everybody hates, but I promise you I love you. And the third and final one is to prioritize applying to scholarships. You can find them anywhere. You can find them on your college campus. You can find them in your community. And most easily, if that's even a phrase, right? You can easily find them on the internet. So do some digging. Get to work, y'all, so that you can be well on your way to your debt-free degree. I've got a gift for you. It's completely free. Click this link right there. It's my link tree. And I want you to download the 15 parenting pitfalls in college prep that leave your kids drowning in student loan debt. I've seen it once. I've seen it a million times. Okay? Every single one of those things, especially if you're planning for college, I promise you're probably doing. Okay? I promise you're probably doing it, and all of them lead to debt. You need to stop doing them. It's going to equip you like none other on your college planning journey. So click that link, download your free, keyword free, okay, free ebook so that you can transform your college planning journey. It's 2:20 on the dot. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis, your debt-free degree coach. I'm signing out, but you already know. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all take care.